After Dark edition of the Charlie Gang Show on that Talk the Talk podcast.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Today we have the incomparable Kyler.
When it comes to astrology in your charts and the planets and things, they're based off of the elements. So you have earth, air, fire, and water. Mm-hmm. So earth is like your foundation. It's the solid, like that, like rock, tangible, the earth, the dirt, like grounding energy. Air is intellect, communication. It's the air, like constantly moving things, like the flow of stuff. And water is the flow, it's the emotion. Also very nurturing too. Water, like it flushes away, it cleanses, very cleansing. And then you have fire, which is also cleansing, just in a different way. And it's that like drive, that passion, kind of that like abundance of energy, I like to say. But it's, yeah, that fire energy. But so all of those little elements can go to planets and signs.
I love that.
So yes, but sun is that ego identity. So when you talk about your sun sign, I say it's what all the other planets kind of like revolve around. So in that little center. So like you're a Libra sun and I'm a Virgo sun. But that's the sun sign. So then you have your moon sign too. So your moon can be your inner moods and emotions. So it's kind of how you feeling inside, what you deal with in there. And the moon is water energy too. Sun is fire for sure. So it's kind of what you deal with there, like how you process things on that, like what you feel. It's kind of like the I feel type. And your moon can be in a different sign. So it can bring a different energy. But moon is inner moods and emotions. And then your rising is the face that you present to people. So usually they say like your rising is what people like will first like think you are. They'll be like, oh, like I thought you might have been like a blah blah blah, because and then you could be like, oh, well, my rising is this. It's just the face that you present to people. It's kind of like that outer. Yeah. And then there's
Okay.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
There's also like Mercury. I love that one. That one's a cool one. Mercury deals with like communication. It rules like intellect and also technology. So like when they talk about Mercury's in retrograde, what I like to say about that is like, so the planets are orbiting and they all have their own cycles. And so that's why the signs change. So like a sun cycle is in like 21 to 22 days. That's why we have like Virgo, Libra, like Scorpio, Sag. Their cycles and they're shifting. And so with those cycles, the planets orbit on different scales. So when Mercury goes into retrograde, I like to say it's like if you're sitting in a car, like, and you're waiting and a car flies past you, how it throws your shit off. It's because Mercury is like done a cycle. It moves in a different way than Earth does in relativity to the sun. So it's retrograding.
It's got its own personality.
Yes, but a lot of the planets retrograde because they're on their own cycles. So sometimes their orbits are like causing other things to happen in our orbit. So the planets be out there doing things for sure. But Mercury rules intellect. Communication is how you communicate with people. It's how you speak. It's how you also interpret information too, I like to say. And yeah, what else do you have? You have Mars. I like the Mars planet. Mars is like your passion planet, but it's also aggression. So it's kind of how you go for the things like that you're passionate about. Also like the way that you deal with things maybe in an aggressive manner as well. So that like, I mean, passion, yeah, it can have an intensity and it can be like a good intensity or just a different kind of intensity. So it rules that side. But Mars is also a good planet. Like it's the get shit done planet. So if you want to know how you're going to just handle some shit, Mars is kind of the one to look at in that way, in the sense of like just going full force and just like gut feeling. Mars, I believe, it's ruled by, so each planet is ruled by a different sign too. So like the sun is ruled by Leo. The moon is ruled by Cancer. Your rising is not a planet per se. It's more of an aspect type thing. So it's a little different. But Mercury is ruled by Virgo and Gemini. So when you break it down and think about the signs too, that can give you another layer of information. So it's like this planet is about communication, but it's ruled by these two signs. But like Virgo's an earth sign, and then Gemini's an air sign. And so they have different qualities. This can all, and I tell people you can learn as much about astrology as you want to, or as little. Like, it's up to you with that one. But but Mars is ruled by Aries and Scorpio. So it's ruled by a fire sign, and it's ruled by a water sign. So it has fire and water in its elementness. The sun is just pure fire. The moon is just pure water. And then you have Venus, which is your love and like relationship planet, like family, all of that stuff, like that type of communication. It's ruled by beauty, like pleasure, very sensual. It's ruled by the signs of Libra and Taurus. So it makes sense. Very just like, I don't know. It's like, it's love, kind of all encompassing love. That's what Venus is all about, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I love that one. So if you ever want to know about that types of things in your chart, like that's also what I do too. I like to know what each thing means so I can look at it and be like, okay, what's going on with my like moon? What's happening there? Like my mood, what can I see? And like, okay, and the ways that I communicate, like what do I have going on here? So it's just little different things that all make up you. So all these different things compiled together. The stars, it's just the stars and you. But there are more planets, so don't worry. So you have Venus, love, relationships, communication in that way. And then you also have, which one will we do next? We can do Saturn. Saturn, I call it the dad planet. So Cancer is the mom planet. It's going to nurture, take care. It's like very like motherly in their nature. Saturn is very like fatherly, like paternal. It's a different kind of energy. If you want to know how you handle your responsibilities, like go to Saturn. It has to deal with that. So yes. And so like when Saturn is in retrograde, it means responsibilities are up for discussion in the sense of how you handle them. So that one, like, yes, that. And Saturn is ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius. So
it's gonna get it done.
It's gonna get it done. It will get it done, without a doubt. And so then you have Uranus. I gotta look at that one too. I know, but then I also have to just double check myself sometimes though, because it's a lot. But Uranus has to do with it's kind of like your rebellious planet, transformation, change. So it's kind of like that rebel side of you. So like, what's that little thing that's like always trying to challenge something? Like, what's going on there? I'm gonna see what it's ruled by again. What? I'm gonna come back to it. Okay. Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, which makes sense. Aquarius is an air sign, so very thought processy. It's very, rebellious. Just like, what can you challenge the mind to think in that standpoint? So if like whatever sign you have there can show you in which way that you use that. And then you also have Neptune. I kind of like Neptune. Neptune's a little fun one. It's your like little dream planet. It's the one that's out there creating like the dreams and illusions. So like whatever's going on in like your sleep world or like what you daydream about or just like the things that you fantasize about, that's going to be your Neptune energy. And that's definitely ruled by Pisces. They got all of that. They do. Yeah. And then you have Pluto. And Pluto is the furthest planet from the sun, so it's kind of the darkest one and can be a little cold, and it's like the shadow sides, and it also has to do with like it's generational too, and the way that it moves is every like 20 years, I believe. Like it migrates and changes into another sign, so it deals with
happened recent, right?
Yes, we just Pluto just flipped into Aquarius, and it was in Capricorn. And then it flipped to Aquarius, but it's going to retrograde, meaning its orbit is going to do a thing, and it's going to throw us back into Capricorn later into the year, back into Capricorn later in the year, and then we're going to be in Aquarius for real. So we get a little bit of like so like y'all are really trying to shift these ideas, like Pluto is that 20 years, like it's that evolution, like generational. So what is this next generation like bringing, or what is this generation doing to kind of change what's going on? So that stuff is up at the plate. So things, especially with like Pluto going like stationing into another sign right now. It's at like the beginning stages of it, and it's in Aquarius, and Aquarius is like evolution, very philosophical. I call them big brain shit because it's an air sign. They're always just thinking about different things. And yeah, they're ruled by Uranus, the rebellion planet, challenging those thought processes, that mindset. And also, I think they say, like, the last time we were in Aquarius, like, revolutions were happening. Like, shit is just going to be up. Like, as I like to say.
So, when you study these cycles, there are people who are very versed in magic, dark magic, occult knowledge, where you can look at, like, eclipses over time or whatever it may be, where they might have the C-19 shot, or there was massacres going on. Like, energetically, if you can get a collective consciousness of people to be in a low vibrational state or fear, or watching the new news and program, like, you can really shift the reality and the dimensions that people see. And it gets so deep. So that's why we're not taught astrology in school. We're not taught about any of these things, because people will be like, well, I just want to love and have fun, but y'all are making me do all this other stuff. And things wouldn't go the way that they are. So this is very deep stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
This is a nice encompassing of astrology 101. You really tapped into some amazing things. This is just the beginning of us conversating and getting this information out here. And I don't like using the word hope, so wishes that Kyler has got this information to the hearts of the people that needed it the most. It has sparked some interest, some desire for you to learn something new, because you should be learning something new every day, because why not? Kyla says she'd be reading books, a book in a day, and I'm like, whoa.
If I get the time, I'll really do it.
For sure.
When I get the time.
But when you start learning and holding yourself accountable to push yourself each day to learn something new, do something new, so that you can be your best self, you start seeing things that don't make sense. And you start climbing out of those little holes, and the world is your oyster. So, Kyla, there's one more question.
Yes.
How can the people that watch you support you? Are you doing consults or tarots, or someone want their charts read or done?
Yes.
Like, how could people support you?
Yes, I love to read charts. They interest me. They're very, very cool. I love to see what the stars like. Also, I feel like the stars communicate to me in certain ways. Like, I can see things, and so I love to read charts. So yes, you could come to me. I'll look at your chart for sure. Also read the cards as well. So tarot, so you can consult the cards and see what they have to say too. Okay. Yes, so tarot readings, astrology charts, and and then
how can they contact you?
Instagram, Instagram would be a good way. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, come bring her some money. She deserves it, you know. She's a good person. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Charlie Gang Show. It's your neighborhood angel and vigilante, out here rocking with Kyla. And we out on 1, 2, 3.